What's up, y'all? This is just a continuation of the previous video. This is a part two. Stop the conflation. So, as I was where I left off, we was talking about how the 2001 Philadelphia 76ers were not a bad team. They were actually an exceptional team for their time, and that's why they made the NBA Finals and went on the postseason run that they did. But they were super limited offensively, and they were facing an offensive juggernaut in Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? So that's two in a row. There's two in a row for the Lakers and Kobe Bryant against some teams that were frankly outmatched. And let's go to three. The 2002 at the time New Jersey Nets, led by Jason Kidd with Kenyon Martin, I think Richard Jefferson, and a couple of other guys. I really can't remember the roster top to bottom right now, but at that time Jason Kidd was having an MVP caliber season. He was having an MVP caliber season. Took their 21 team to like 50 plus wins in the NBA Finals. But again, Shaq and Kobe were just getting better. They were just getting better. This is a third straight season in the finals. And they did what they did. They dominated. And they won their third straight championship against another team that was, while good, while championship playing caliber, not championship winning caliber, especially against one of the greatest duos of all time. So let's fast forward to that 2004. No, we're gonna talk about wins. Let's talk about wins first, because we already know why he lost it. He already lost, so we're gonna talk about that one. The wins. Let's fast forward into 2009 when he faced the Orlando Magic, a good team for his time, very advanced for their time too. Back in 2009, they had shooters, 3-point shooters: Rashard Lewis, Turkoglu, J.J. Redick. I think it. And yeah, they had shooters. They had shooters at that time. That was a very advanced team. Won 50 plus games at the time. Dwight Howard was a top 5 player in the league. You know, at minimum, in 2009, Dwight Howard was a top 5 player in the league. But facing the Los Angeles Lakers, led by 3-time NBA champion Kobe Bryant, championship experience, championship pedigree, spearheaded by the Svengali Phil Jackson. To add to that, spearheaded by Phil Jackson. Do you notice a consistency? But we're going to address that later. Phil Jackson and Pau Gasol, who took Bryant's credit, who made Gasol tougher, because in the 2008 finals, again, they got mollywopped. He made Pau Gasol tougher, to his credit, and he became an elite big. He had an elite big. He had a top 15 player at the time with him, Pau Gasol. I'm not sure if Ron Artest was on that 2009 team. He had Lamar Odom. He had Jordan Farmar. He had, those guys. But yeah, I'll say that Lakers team was quite better than that Magic team, because if that team wasn't hitting shots, it was just Dwight Howard. And one of Dwight Howard's flaws is he really has no game. He really got no offensive. His offensive package is quite limited, and that's why he's not a top 75 player. Because he spent so, in his mindset, he spent so long not being good, and the league was swept under his feet when they changed into perimeter primary game. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, he's got better. To his credit, he can still play 5 more years in the league just off his athleticism alone. But you know, he had a good peak, and once that peak was over, and the league changed, the league got changed. He fell off, and not to digress too much, but like I said, that's a 4th win. While I say the Lakers were distinctly better, it really wasn't an even matchup. Those first 4 championship wins of Kobe Bryant. And finally, in Kobe Bryant's own words, his most important championship win, the 2010, his 5th and final championship against the Boston Celtics, the rematch from 2008. Now, by this time, again, Pau Gasol was tough as nails at this time, going through, I believe, his 3rd season now with Kobe Bryant. So he got better mentally, and they already knew what to expect from Boston. Now, not to make an excuse, but this is a fact that both teams. Well, by the time of the NBA Finals, everybody hurt. Injuries, at this time it was a war of attrition. At this time, in this finals, it went 7 games. Like I said, people are getting hurt. Kobe had 2 broken fingers. Everybody was hurt. So, matter of fact, I'm not even going to use the injuries excuse because everybody hurt at that time. But like I said, it was a war of attrition. Whoever's still on their feet at the last moment. And to say that really just made me think of something. I understand why Kobe Bryant said it. He even said it. It's because I'm gonna give my assessment on why he said that, because not only because he lost to them the way he did in the finals, but the history between the Lakers and the Celtics, they faced each other the most times in any teams in the NBA Finals, and the severity if he would have lost. How would his career look if he would have lost in that game 7? He loses again to the franchise rival, the bona fide franchise rival to the Lakers, the complete antithesis to the Lakers, the Boston Celtics again, and how that game 7 was looking. If Kobe Bryant managed to lose that game, and Ron Artest, or Metta World Peace at that time, missed that 3-point shot, which is on the level of that Ray Allen shot, because it saved. And this is another comparison between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, man. They really avoided some of these championships they won. They won by the hair of their chin, and I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying a fact. If Kobe Bryant loses this 2010 finals the way he was playing, I think he was like 8 for 24, 8 for 26 the way he was playing, but he did get 15 rebounds. And it came down to the last play, and Metta World Peace hit that shot when he finally passed it to him after going 8 for 24. If he managed to lose that game, he loses to the Boston Celtics again. He wins 4 championships, 3 with Shaq, and just 1 by himself against an Orlando Magic who were clearly outmatched. You know what I'm saying? So that's Kobe Bryant's finals competition. Michael Jordan's finals competition was still in his prime, Magic Johnson leading a team to the finals. With Vlade Divac, Byron Scott, James Worthy. I think the Lakers were the favorite coming into that series. but this 1991 Chicago Bulls team, they were hungry. That's probably the hungriest. That's probably the hungriest team out of all the championship Bulls teams of the 90s, because they was all jealous of each other. They all wanted each other's spots, and all that festered into cohesion against the other opponent because they was already going at it in practice. So, like I said, he's facing Kareem while Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was retired. James Worthy was still in his prime. He was on the back end of his prime. Magic Johnson still on the back end of his prime. James Worthy before he got the injury to his leg. He got the leg injury. Still got Byron Scott. They won one game, but the Bulls, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan locking Magic up. They playing, dude. You gotta go back and look at the 1991 Finals highlights and look how them Chicago Bulls was playing. They outplayed them. They outplayed the favorites. Like, dude, man, that first ring, it really wasn't. I mean, they were the favorite, but it really was an even matchup. Really, I mean, you can't say the Lakers that better than the Bulls. I think that was an even matchup. I think it was an MVP matchup. They had two MVP level players, two at this time solid all-star level complimentary players in James Worthy and Scottie Pippen. Then they had Horace Grant, Byron Scott, Vlade Divac, probably Bill Cartwright. Well, Bill Cartwright was big and he was the defensive force, so that's pretty even. Then you got 92 against the Trailblazers with Clyde Drexler and Terry Cummings, I think. I'm probably thinking about somebody else. Comment if I'm wrong on that. Man. The names are slipping my mind right now, but that team, a lot of people going into that series saying Clyde Drexler is better than Michael Jordan. Clyde Drexler can shoot the three ball better than Michael Jordan, and that's what we get. Michael Jordan hitting like six plus threes in the NBA Finals, a record at that time. You know what I'm saying? He got to prove that he is the best shooting guard in the league. That was an even matchup. That team probably. 1992, probably arguably the best team of that dynasty. You had B.J. Armstrong, the best point guard on the Chicago Bulls. Out of all those championships, B.J. Armstrong. Then 93, you got I don't think the Bulls won the most wins in 1993. I think it indeed was their Western Conference opponent, the Phoenix Suns, led by league MVP Charles Barkley. Who else was on that team? Kevin Johnson. Damn. Oh, his name is slipping my mind. The shooter. Damn it, that's one of my favorite teams too. And that's literally Phoenix Suns. That's literally one of my favorite teams. Damn. Oh, the name was slipping my mind. It's not Dan Marley. Was it Dan? No, it's not. It's not Dan Marley. It probably is Dan Marley. I don't know. But yeah, they had a team. They were like a Golden State Warriors at that time. They were like a Golden State Warriors team with like KD. They had shooters. They had well, not small forward, but power forward, dominant power forward, and Charles Barkley. That was an even matchup. Michael Jordan didn't win MVP that season. That was an even matchup. He took it to 6 games. Then you got the 4 of the oldest teams to make it to the NBA Finals: the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz, back to back. Hold on. Let me go to the Supersonics. The Supersonics, 64 wins in that season. Yeah, the Bulls went 72-10. Michael Jordan just came back a year and a half ago. Just came back from basketball a year and a half ago. 72 wins. Number one team in offense, number one team in defense, facing a 64-win team, just 8 losses, 8 less losses. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf. Dude spot up 3-point shooter, Detlef Schrempf. Who else? That team was nice. That was a nice team. They wow. George Karl made the mistake of not putting Gary Payton on Michael Jordan in the very beginning of the series. He waited until they were down 2-1 to put him on him. Now, I give top 6 player, I mean, not top 6 player, 6th greatest point guard of all time, Gary Payton, credit. He did lock up Michael Jordan in those last 3 games, but the Bulls still won. The Bulls still won 2 out of the 3 games. And Michael Jordan got it done. He did average probably it was Forgotten Seasons NBA on Instagram. That posted says, I think the first 3 games Michael Jordan averaged 30 something, and in the last 3 games he averaged 22 or 24 or something off lower shooting splits. So he did I think it was 21 maybe, 21 points maybe. He locked Michael Jordan up, but they still got it done. And to give credit to Dennis Rodman, Dennis Rodman did shut them down. So Dennis Rodman arguably could have been Finals MVP for the 1996 and 1998 NBA championship just off defense alone. But we get how offense is favored. But Michael Jordan still got the job done, and Coach Moments got those go-ahead baskets too. So, but as I was saying, 4 of the oldest NBA. So that was an even matchup. The Supersonics and the Bulls, that was an even matchup, really. You had Defensive Player of the Year. Why they had the number 1 ranked offensive defense, the 72-10 Bulls. You had a Defensive Player of the Year in Gary Payton, only point guard to do that. That's an even matchup. Then you have 4 of the oldest teams to ever make the NBA Finals, the Bulls and the Utah Jazz. These teams are literally, this is a record. They are some of the oldest teams to make it in NBA Finals. You got Jerry Sloan, great coach of the Utah Jazz. Too Raw for Sports said, Quinn Snyder can say he has top to bottom. The current coach for the Utah Jazz now can say he top to bottom has the more talented team. But Jerry Sloan, being a great coach that he is, with 2 Hall of Fame players, John Stockton and Karl Malone, with Jeff Hornacek, Greg Ostertag, Jeff Hornacek, who else? And some other guys made it to 2 straight NBA Finals, and had the league MVP for 1997. Had the league MVP. Or not? Yeah, in 1997 had the or one of those. I think it was 1997. Had the league MVP. Had the better record one of those years. Had the better regular season record. That's why that's exactly why he won league MVP. These were even matchups, and they never went to 7 games. These are the comparisons we have to make, man. Michael Jordan has the record for most 60-win teams defeated. He beat the most 60-win teams of any NBA player in playoff runs in their whole entire career. We got to compare Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant from the perspective of how many 60-win teams they had. How many 60-win teams did Kobe Bryant have? Was Kobe Bryant a part of? Probably maybe 1 or 2. 1 or 2 maybe. Definitely not 3. 1 or 2. Because that duo, while great duo, Shaq and Kobe, they have some flaws. They really didn't dominate that much in the regular season as they should have. And yeah, as they should have. So he probably has like 2 at best. Michael Jordan probably got like, I think he got like 2 to 5. 2, definitely over 2. Maybe like 5, maybe like 3 to 5. 3 to 5 60-win seasons plus high 50 seasons. This is what we have to compare. We have to compare peaks. What's Kobe Bryant's peak? You could say he had the athletic peak from 2003 to like 2003. No, his athletic peak, 2000 to 2006. I say that's his athletic peak, 2000 to 2006. And what's his mental peak? His mental peak was probably 2008 to 2010 or 2012. 2000 to the ACL tear, basically. 2008 to the ACL tear, that's his mental peak. Are Kobe Bryant's peaks close to Michael Jordan's peaks? Michael Jordan's peak, what, 1987 to 1993? That's a Hall of Fame career right there. That's a Hall of Fame career right there. Well, I'm not saying Kobe Bryant's weren't Hall of Famers. His peaks were Hall of Fame career, were Hall of Fame caliber also. But 1987 to 1993, Michael Jordan, that's a top 10 player right there. 2000 to 2006, Kobe Bryant, that's not a top 10 player. 2008 to 2013, Kobe Bryant, that's not a top 10 player. Michael Jordan from 1994 to 1998, that's a Hall of Fame top 10 player. We have to consider peaks also. Let's compare career endings. Let's compare career endings. Now we know Kobe Bryant, he had some catastrophic injuries at his at the end of his career, but he was still on the court. And his last season, he averaged 17.5 points, 2.8 assists, and 3.7 rebounds. He shot 82%, almost 83% from the free throw line, 28.5% from the 3-point line, and a league worst 35.8% from the field. Kobe Bryant retired the worst shooter in the league. Yes, you could say injuries. But Kobe Bryant, we seen his last game. He had the most Kobe. That last game, every player has this. Every player has this game, the signature game that defines their whole career. Kobe Bryant last game defines, that's his game. 60 points, 50 shots. They won the game, he came back, but that's a Kobe Bryant game. When he hot, I can say this, Kobe Bryant is when Kobe get hot, Kobe can get hot. He can get hotter. He can probably get hotter than Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan is so consistent. He could get hotter than Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan more consistent. He's the greatest streak scorer of all time, Kobe Bryant. And let's compare Michael Jordan to Michael Jordan's last season. Michael Jordan last season, and not to say Michael Jordan wasn't hurt at the end of his career either, because he was battling knee injuries on those Wizards run. But let's just compare raw stats. Kobe Bryant averaged 17.5 points his last season. Michael Jordan averaged 20 points his last season. Michael Jordan, 39 years old, averaged 20 points. Averaged 20 points. Oh wow. Wait a minute. Oh no, I'm looking at I thought those was box. 1.5 steals. Average 1.5 steals. 6.1 rebounds and 3.8 assists. Off of 44.5%, not bad. 29% from three, okay. 82% from the line. He had a better last season than Kobe Bryant. He had a better final season. He had a better final season than Kobe Bryant. And he was battling injuries. He was 39 years old. Yes, he retired. He retired twice. But he had to get in shape. He had to get in shape. He had to lose, I think, like 15 pounds when he first got back to the Wizards. Michael Jordan had a better peak and he had a better fall than Kobe Bryant. Let's just look at these raw stats, y'all. We see on the thumbnail. We see the thumbnail. Michael Jordan almost got Michael Jordan got a 5-point difference in points per game for a career. Michael Jordan got almost a rebound over Kobe in a career. Jordan has almost an assist over Bryant in his career. I would say he's a far better defender also. As we see, he has a Defensive Player of the Year. Kobe Bryant does not. Kobe Bryant has 6 all defensive first teams. Michael Jordan has 9 all defensive first teams, all while being a scoring champion outside of one. All for every scoring championship Michael Jordan has, and he has 10 compared to Kobe Bryant's 2, only 2. He only has 2 scoring championships, as we see. Michael Jordan has 10, and for every scoring championship Michael Jordan has, outside of one, he has an all defensive first team. So that means not only was he the best scorer, he was one of the best defenders. This is another thing. Outside of probably like Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan, there's not too many players that can say they are the greatest offensive and defensive player at their position. Michael Jordan can say, I'm the greatest offensive and defensive shooting guard of all time. He has a Defensive Player of the Year at shooting guard. Michael Jordan has a Rookie of the Year. Kobe Bryant does not. 2 slam dunk wins over 1. That's really an all-star thing, but, all-star game MVP. Kobe Bryant has that. He has 4. Kobe Bryant was famous for outplaying the All-Stars in the All-Star game. He brought that mentality. That some people slack in an All-Star game. A mentality that I wish people had in an All-Star game, especially today. So you see that Kobe Bryant's name is the Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP. So outside of Bob Pettit, the 2 greatest All-Star Game players of all time, Bob Pettit and Kobe Bryant, 4 each. So, yeah, so he has more All-Star Game MVPs than Jordan, 4-3. All-Stars, I think, let me see. Let me go to Basketball Reference real quick because I can't really count them. All-Star Game appearances. He's an 18-time All-Star. Kobe, and Jordan is a 14-time All-Star. So 4 more All-Star games for Kobe Bryant. I get he has that over Jordan. But we have to remember Kobe Bryant played like 20 years. He played 20 seasons. Michael Jordan played probably like 13 to 15 seasons. And if you want to count fully healthy seasons, he played like 10 fully healthy seasons. And in 10 full healthy seasons, he won 6 championships. So we have to give the whole career. We have to give a whole perspective. He had 20 years. So he had 18 All-Star games. So, but that's a plus Kobe Bryant has over him. We see the 5 and 6. A lot of people get caught up in these championships. I just told y'all. I just compared the competition. Kobe Bryant was a compliment to Shaq in those first 3. Michael Jordan was spearheaded all 6 of those, and that's why he got all 6 of those Finals MVPs. MVPs. 5 MVPs, 5 league MVPs to Kobe Bryant's 1. Now, a lot of people say Kobe Bryant deserves more than 1 league MVP. I disagree. Maybe he probably had a case for it in 2006, but did he have a case for it in 2000, 2001, 2002 over Tim Duncan and Jason Kidd, 2003 over Tim Duncan and Jason Kidd, in a Shaq, 2004 in a Kevin Garnett and a Shaq, in a Tracy McGrady, 2005, 2006, Steve Nash, Shaq, 2007, Bron, Tim Duncan,